Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the reggae edition of the Weekend Edition, and we have a #1 artist, and the closest thing you have to Vybz Kartel. Tell them your name, tell them say.
Oh, go on. Let me tell you this. Me a real bad man, I go kill everybody before second night.
No, don't kill anybody, don't kill anybody.
No. Me not kill nobody,
Yeah.
Me can rap.
Bossy, let's give them a verse.
You know the boy, never big yap fools from them a girl school, never broke a rule, never broke a fight, ever born a slave, searching at the class, everybody shit, ever date a girl till graduate, get your little aisle, take your little fool like a couple door, get a couple fur, that no make a bad gang, still a no, knuckle with your max, so me still a soak salts, brings a end boy dead, combo one. Go back up your madam, things on a band them, call me bank robber, pum so fi Chinese, he dan ladder.
We don't talk about intelligence, boy. You have to know who you are talking
Dedicated to all who say me nah come out to nothing. For all who when I want get to youth fi have nothing.
In 2009, Vybz Kartel and The Spice teamed up for the controversial single Rampin' Shop, which was Vybz Kartel's first track to impact US radio, but it was banned from Jamaica's airwaves for the sexually explicit content. It also faced potential legal challenges from the copyright holders as the beat co-ops Neo's Stargate-produced hit, Miss Independent. A cease and desist letter was sent to Vybz Kartel to remove all versions of the copyrighted content from all platforms, as they had no clearance to use the music. However, Neo, in an interview with Drink Champs, said he had no problem with the song and said he didn't not clear it.
Vybz Kartel and Spice flipped your Miss Independent record.
Yeah.
Did you clear it?
I didn't not clear it.
But the streets cleared it. The streets cleared it.
The streets cleared it right away, which made it virtually impossible for me to not clear it, even if I was thinking about not clearing it, which, by the way, I was never thinking about not clearing it.
That's Vybz Kartel.
I'm saying.
Spice.
First and foremost, before the song was presented to me, the concept of Vybz Kartel and who he was presented to me. Like, this is that dude.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, and by the way, he did this with your song. It was presented to me like that. So I'm like, so what are we talking about right now? Of course it's fine. Why would I have a problem with this?
Right.
To this day, I can't be over there and perform Miss Independent without giving props to what the fuck he did.
My friend's from Jamaica. Now that last song I did, there was another version of that song made. I'm sure y'all know that song, right? So I'm gonna bring my homegirl out right now. Spice, where you at? Find them!
Every man grab a girl.
And every girl grab a man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real shit.
We made it.
Yeah,
back
man.
to life.
Yeah, man. Like, you created a whole nother vibe and essence off of the shit that I was trying to do. Like, I gotta give you love for that.
The song made its way on the Billboard charts, but this was not Vybz Kartel's first entry on the Billboard charts. His song Tech Gyal peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop charts in 2004, and a month later in that year, his single Picture This peaked at number 21, while his hit single Rampin' Shop featuring Spice peaked at number 2 and spent 15 weeks on the Billboard Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart. It was ranked number 9 by both Pitchfork list of Best 50 Dancehall Song of All Time and Billboard's 12 Best Dancehall and Reggaeton Choruses of the 21st Century. World Boss. World Boss. Vybz Kartel's 2010 single Clarks was one of his biggest international successes and remained in the top 3 reggae singles and gained the most radio plays in North America for a whopping 40 weeks. Clarks was also featured on the popular TV series So You Think You Can Dance Canada and on a CNN segment of Dancehall Dance. When Vybz Kartel released his singles Clarks, Clarks 2, Clarks Again, and Clarks 3, Where Will You Have, the shoe sales skyrocketed.
Everybody asks me, when me get me Clarks? Real bad man, I'm ugly in the Clarks.
My day in the art school. Yo, but tell me something. And where you get the new Clarks, daddy?
Yo, I mean, I'm telling you true, the Clarks, them get up if them sit down. Right, you know, the Clarks, them a move hard.
I gotta me say, but this is a bank robber. Oh, summer grind. 10, you have to have 10 for have this, yeah.
Vybz Kartel would release another banger in 2010, Straight Jeans and Fitted, featuring producer Russian. That song was a controversy in waiting as Vybz Kartel's complexion appeared lighter and a line in the song referenced to what may have caused this result. Cool like me wash my face with the cake soap. Even Queen Ifrica chimed in.
I wouldn't say nothing to her because, as I said before, I don't really discuss artists in this, the other way around. Vybz Kartel is in the spotlight, Vybz Kartel is on the pinnacle, so I will be discussed by those of a lesser caliber. You know what I mean? But what I can really say about her still, she never did so brown a couple of years ago.
However, according to Dr. Dairu Tana, chairman of Blue Power Group Limited, soap manufacturer and building retailer, has rubbish claims that the popular blue soap or cake soap made by his company has any skin lightening effect, and I quote, "Blue soap does not bleach. It has no ingredients in it that damages the skin. If anybody is saying that it will discolor the skin or take off pigmentation, that is absolutely not true." And of course, Kartel would double down on his lyrics with the release of cake soap and talks of the manufacturing of Vybz soap. He would get more into this with an interview he had with Winford William on stage, where they discussed this controversial topic and the responsibilities Kartel feels that he has to the public as an entertainer.
I can say this about Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel is and has always been controversial, yes, outrageous and spontaneous. You know what I mean? And one thing that one can expect from Vybz Kartel is the unexpected. Now, Vybz Kartel is a person that is a true representative of the dancehall music, which is a reflection of Jamaican lifestyle. And in Jamaican culture, you have a lot of people who bleach, which is a large minority, if I might say so myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Vybz Kartel is a representation of every single group of people within the sphere of dancehall music. Vybz Kartel is a thug, so represent for the gangsters. Vybz Kartel is an intellect, so represent for the intelligent people. Vybz Kartel see a lot of people in the society skin bleaching, and Vybz Kartel just decide that, hey, people doing it, and Vybz Kartel is for the people, is by the people, and I'm from the people, so why not?
A lot of attention, the attention of the youth, the kids in particular in the inner city, who you say you're mirroring that their reality. Bleaching was there way before you came along. True. You glamorize it, and now. And you talked about the economics. The reason why people were doing certain things back when was because of lack of education, lack of economic opportunities. Those realities are still here today. Some of these kids are not educated enough to understand.
But that would not be the fault of Vybz Kartel, that would be the fault of the system. That's what I'm trying to say. It has nothing to do with Vybz Kartel, the artist, skin bleaching. It has to do with the system.
But don't you think you have a role in that system?
No, right? I don't. Listen to me.
You don't have a role in
no,
you don't have a social responsibility?
No, Vybz Kartel has no social responsibility, but to deliver good quality music, because I'm an entertainer. Yeah. Note well, I'm not a social leader, nor a political leader, nor a religious leader. Vybz Kartel is an entertainer. I get paid to entertain. And all of this is entertainment.
But you are a social leader. you are a business leader too, because the Portmore Empire is a business.
It is,
and you are offering leadership.
Yes, I'm offering leadership through music.
And this is a question that is unavoidable for Vybz Kartel. So it was no different in March of 2011 when the Department of Literatures in English and the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, MONA Unit UE, hosted a public forum in which Vybz Kartel delivered the main presentation. The event took place at the Undercroft UE Mona, and Kartel's presentation was entitled Pretty as a Coloring Book, My Life and My Art.
Before we go to the lyrics, I would like to take about after the question.
Right there,
Shy girl, you ask the first question. You have to come on stage, don't you?
As you know, whether warranted or unwarranted, celebrity brings role model. People see you as a role model whether you like it or not. How do you embrace that title as Vybz Cartel role model?
Well, right now, in Jamaica, Vybz Cartel doesn't embrace that title because society as a whole wants Vybz Kartel and a lot of these dancehall artists to carry the weight of the country's problems on our shoulders by portraying us as role models. I'm not up for that. I am an entertainer. I'm not a social leader, a political leader, or a religious leader. I get paid to entertain. And if you as a parent want Vybz Kartel to be a role model for your child, you have already lost as a parent.
I was so sick and tired of them attacking you with this bleaching thing.
Nah man, cause you know, the girl them love it, you know, cause them say my skin look cool, you know. You see me? Yeah, them say my coloring book turn up. So, you know what I mean, I'm just doing me, you know what I mean, and when I do me, I sing about me. For example, I say cool and wash my face with the cake soap. See? Yeah, because my face cool and wash my face with the cake soap. I say, the girl them love off my bleach out face, and it work, you know what I mean, so I do me. While some other niggas trying to do me, but I don't do men.
Vybz Kartel was determined to expand his brand. There was also talks of his own shoe line called Addies, and there were also talks of apparels like dog tags, official Vybz tees with skulls and AK-47, and Gaza belt buckles. Some of this would not come to fruition because of the situation that he would find himself in very soon. But in the meanwhile, Vybz Kartel also hosted his own reality TV show, Teacher's Pet, on CVM TV, and it's the first reality television show hosted by a Jamaican dancehall artist. Now, the premise of Teacher's Pet is that they found 20 women and they all lived together in an house in Kingston, and they were vying for the teacher's heart, his affection, the affection of the world boss. The girls were batshit crazy.
So me say, you know, say, it's me, a DJ Palmer. I did the teacher, Vybz Kartel, world boss.
Hey, whoa. Get the fuck away from me. Security! Security! You're a gangster, you a crip, you a this, you a that, but you a... Where's that? Cause I'm kung fu right here! Hey! It's a fucking hilarious. Sex over it. What is this? Is this female Viagra? You don't know. No, step to my fucking face. Don't 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 step to my fucking face. What the fuck you get? That's the fuck you get. That's the fuck you get. What? You step to my face, my sister's gonna punch the shit out of you. That's what you get, bitch.
Some boy we know this. So we know up from no one. When we clock the 16, you get more shot than 16. You hear that, tell Yo, Miami. You know what I know? This is the 8:45, Jamaica time. We don't feel that.
popular and controversial dancehall artist Vybz Kartel, whose given name is Adeja Palmer, remains in police custody this evening. He was arrested before daybreak this morning after police raided a New Kingston hotel and allegedly found a quantity of ganja.
On September 29, 2011, Vybz Kartel was arrested by the police for cannabis possession, but this would be the least of his worries because Jamaica's major investigation task force later charged him with the murder of a Jamaican businessman by the name of Barrington Burton. They also charged him with conspiracy and illegal possession of a firearm, although he was granted bail for the Burton murder on the 23rd of March 2012 for $3 million Jamaican dollars. He remained in prison in connection with a second murder, the murder of Clive Lizard Williams.
Investigators were kept busy all afternoon as they swooped down on several premises reportedly frequented by Vybz Kartel. The police team comprising the Caribbean Search Center and the flying squad first went to the upscale St. Andrew neighborhood of Norbrook. Armed with various tools, the officers went straight to work. Here, a team member carefully searches a knapsack allegedly found inside the DJ's home. After more than an hour, the team emerged with several bags containing various items. The DJ also emerged in handcuffs to be taken to another premises linked to him. Now, after that detailed search of the entertainer's house in Norbrook, the police moved on to another location here in Havendale. At this time, it was a premises on Swallowfield Avenue in Havendale, St. Andrew, which persons in the area confirmed had been damaged by fire about 2 weeks ago. At each location, the police brought the DJ inside the premises before conducting a search. The police spent about half an hour at the Havendale location before removing a scorched computer hard drive and what appeared to be a computer. The team then went to Portmore in St. Catherine, Independent City to be exact, where they spent some time searching another premises. Many persons, including his girlfriend Shorty, converged at the location. As the DJ emerged from the premises, persons jeered the police saying Kartel should be freed. He was quickly whisked away by the police to an undisclosed location. Before his journey across the corporate area and St. Catherine, the popular artist had spent the morning here at the Kingston Central Police Station. The DJ was brought here after being nabbed during a raid at the New Kingston Hotel about 4 o'clock this morning. 2 other associates, including a woman, were held. A quantity of ganja was allegedly found in the room they occupied. But the DJ's attorney-at-law, Christian Tavares Finson, told TVJ News Center that the ganja found in the entertainer's room cannot be linked to the artist as there were other persons who had access. It appears, however, that the police may have something bigger than ganja charges on their minds. Assistant Commissioner of Police Eden Powell confirmed that the DJ's detention is part of a wider investigation but would provide no more information. But our sources say murder charges could be laid against persons close to the controversial entertainer. The DJ's attorneys says they will be waiting for the police to indicate the way forward.
He was charged along with 2 others, which included Vanessa Sadler, also known as Gaza Slim. She was charged with perverting the course of justice after Sadler allegedly claimed that Williams had robbed her in order to mislead the police into believing he was still alive. Vybz Kartel's trouble took place in a time in Jamaica when law enforcement admittedly said they were targeting dancehall performers. When Kingston's flying squad first surrounded Vybz Kartel's New Kingston hotel room back in 2011, he wasn't arrested for murder. They just pinched him for a spliff. But then after locking him up behind bars for 3 days and taking away his phone, he was slapped with a murder charge. This was an inevitable end for Vybz Kartel, as the lawmakers have always feared the influence that Vybz Kartel had on the people, and we can see this in 2007 when a press conference was called for peace. We can see this in 2009 when a press conference was called for peace. And Vybz Kartel's influence is not just in Jamaica, his influence is global.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the reggae edition of the Weekend Edition, and we have a #1 artist, and the closest thing you have to Vybz Kartel. Tell them your name, tell them say.
Oh, go on, let me tell you this. Me a real bad man, I go kill everybody before second night.
No, don't kill anybody, don't kill anybody.
No, me not kill nobody,
I mean,
me can rap.
Bossy, let's give them a verse.
You know the boy never be got fools from them a girl school, never broke a rule, never broke a fight, ever born a slave, searching at the class, everybody shit, ever date a girl till graduate, get your little eye, take your little fool like a couple dog, get a couple fur, that no make a bad gang, still a no, knuckle with your mat, so me still a soak salt, brings a end boy dead, combo one. Go bad up your madam, things on a band them come me bank robber. Pum so fi Chinese dan ladder. You cry to your face, do you think like grubber? Don't make me go a Dele Vega, go link vaga. When me say ready you can't say don't can bother. Me chatty business, me left down to rocker. So me rise up the thing, them will another ladder. Call me when in a chatting, no yapping, no flipping, no flapping, miss jumping, fi clapping, me last then fi trapping, me tricking, me trapping, the rifle them me whopping me, run but them trapping him, choking him, coming. People are run about what happened.
Production,
Kabari the future kabari, young chisa kuote kabari, underwater chisa kabari, kabari the future kabari, kumijamu dosho nipe izombili, waradi semana hivi.
In Kayole, Vybz Kartel is more than just a dancehall artist whose music has a huge influence. He is regarded as a god and has a cult following. Just like the Gaza gang in Jamaica, the gang in Kayole does not shy away from taking to social media in their nondescript style to brag about their exploits. Their weapons of choice are daggers and guns.
Security Minister Peter Bunting cited Vybz' lyrics as propaganda and promoting crime. When Bunting added a clause to an anti-gang bill specifically targeting Vybz' music, it became a point of contention for dancehall fans. The clause would have made it illegal to use any kind of symbolism that promotes whatever Bunting considers to be criminal organization.
So when he took on a title of a criminal entity, our brothers in Kenya saw him and his music as such.
According to a statement from Lizard's family, the 27-year-old was a dancehall fan who was lured into the company of Vybz Gaza Empire. Vybz' alleged motive for slaying Lizard revolves around two missing guns. On August 16, 2011, Lizard's girlfriend said she received texts from Lizard when he was believed to be on his way to Vybz' house in Havendale with his friend Leonard Chow to admit that they were responsible for the lost guns. She claimed that he told her he was so scared he was shaking. According to Chow, they pleaded to Vybz in his living room that they would pay him back, while they begged a DJ named Kahiri Jones allegedly grabbed a hold of Lizard. Chow ran into another room, and he said when he came back out, he saw Lizard's body lying motionless on the floor with Vybz' barber, who is Andre Matsus St. John, beside him holding a building block in his hand.
Right, that's a Cartel do so live. Right, that's it.
Free world boss!
Free world boss!
Citizens of Portmore, please clear the road.
I don't show them color. The bravest guy. People have to push out from you, especially people have to come out.
Them shall let go the man. Free world boss, man. John knows some free have a cry.
This is the Home Circuit Court downtown Kingston, where Vybz Kartel's murder trial, after 2 years of delays, is finally on the way.
With the dropping of the Burton charge, the Lizard case was now the sole deciding factor. Will Kartel walk free or spend years or even the rest of his life behind bars?
To the Vybz Kartel murder case now, where jurors finally heard stunning evidence concerning cell phones seized from the artist and 4 co-accused. Today, the court heard about text messages sent by Clive Lizard Williams, whom the men are alleged to have killed in 2011. The messages suggest Mr. Williams was terrified as he headed to visit Kartel to discuss a missing gun. Dara Smith is covering this case.
Corporal Sean Brown of the Communication and Forensic Unit of the Organized Crime Investigation Division, OCID, was the man to introduce the text messages to the court. He was tasked with analyzing communication information from cellular phones seized from the entertainer Vybz Kartel and the 4 other co-accused. Now it's alleged that Clive Lizard Williams was killed at a property in Havendale, St. Andrew, belonging to Vybz Kartel on August 16, 2011. Based on the evidence revealed, Mr. Williams was taken to the location by Sean Campbell, better known as Sean Storm, in a taxi driven by a man identified as Needfa. In corroborating the evidence, the prosecution introduced text messages. On August 14, 2011, at 3:09 p.m., the text data revealed a message sent from a cellular phone belonging to Clive Lizard Williams to one allegedly belonging to Vybz Kartel. It read, "Daddy, a little thing gone, me and we really want to talk to you, Daddy." Then on August 16, it's alleged that Sean Storm sent a number of text messages to Vybz Kartel. 3:28 a.m. "Me boss, we have to get back them things them, my boss." 3:28 a.m. "Cause right now, me even can't sleep, my boss." At 1:11 p.m., Sean Storm allegedly sent a message to an unknown subscriber. It states, "Something a go on pan the ends." Another 1:11 p.m. to the same number, and that's why me never link you. Still at 1:11 p.m. to the same number. And a serious thing, cause people are got dead. Don't tell mommy nothing. At 1:12 p.m. and delete them texts ya when me done text you. At 1:21 p.m. another text to the same number. And who thief it I got dead. Still at 1:21 p.m. soon make you know what go on. At 1:43 p.m. another message to the number. How much we deal with everything for Lizzie? Corporal Brown then introduced evidence of a text conversation between Clive Lizard Williams, where he pleaded with his girlfriend to get in contact with the police. It's about the time he was said to be on his way to Cartel's house on August 16, 2011. At 6:53 p.m., Mr. Williams sent his girlfriend this message, "Baby, teacher send call." 6:55 p.m., his girlfriend responded, "What are you going to do, babes?" At 6:58 p.m., Mr. Williams responded, "I'm really scared, baby. Please call police. You have to save me, please." At 6:58 p.m., his girlfriend responded, "Just you alone?" At 7 p.m., Mr. Williams responded, "Please tell Nadine to call police for me, please. You have to do it now, please." At 7:08 p.m., Mr. Williams sent another text message. "Tell them that Vybz Cartel I got kill with, please, baby." At 7:09 p.m., Mr. Williams sent another message. "Please, you have to hurry up." Then at 7:11 p.m., "Sean can't save we. Please, we're in a need for car. A drive go up there." At 7:13 p.m., his girlfriend responded, "Baby, are you sure? What's the address, babes?" At 7:13 p.m., Mr. Williams responded, "Tell Nadine to call police, please, and Ridge, please, please, fast, fast." At 7:16, another text message from Mr. Williams to his girlfriend. "Baby, please, all me know a Havendale. Please, 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 tell them to look out for need for car." At 7:18 p.m., another text from Mr. Williams. "Me dey a Red Hills Road I go up. Please, please." At 7:18 p.m., Mr. Williams' girlfriend responded, "Okay, baby, I'm praying for you, though, that nothing doesn't happen, but I will call." Then at 7:20, Mr. Williams sent another message to his girlfriend. "Tell Nadine, don't stop, please, call every minute." Now all the revelation comes after an in-camera hearing which lasted for some 3 weeks to decide what exactly should be brought into open court. It's anybody's guess as to what will be revealed in court tomorrow as more text messages are brought into evidence. Reporting from the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston, I'm Dara Smith for TVJ News.
Meanwhile, the defense team today sought the court's intervention regarding a police media release on Friday afternoon. In a release on Friday, the police claimed that cronies of the accused in an unnamed case were involved in the sabotage of telecommunication company Digicel's fiber optic wires. The CCN statement did not identify the case. However, this morning, Vybz Cartel's attorney, Tom Tavares Finson, brought the publication to the court's attention. After perusing the document, Judge Lennox Campbell indicated that the court will deal with the matter later. According to the judge, he does not see any reason to suggest that the publication is affecting the trial.
65 days of testimonies, evidence, examinations, cross-examinations, the pendulum swinging between defense and prosecution, an intense debate in the dancehall space. Some days the public was certain of a vindication. Other days it seemed Cartel's incarceration was definite. All this punctuated by free world boss demonstrations. Amplified on the day of reckoning. March 13, 2014. When an 11-member jury at the Home Circuit Court downtown Kingston found World Boss and 3 of the 4 co-accused guilty as charged.
Adidja Palmer was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. He will be eligible for parole in 35 years. Sean Storm Campbell was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. He will be eligible for parole in 25 years. Kahiri Jones was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. He will be eligible for parole in 25 years. Andre St. John was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. He will be eligible for parole in 30 years. The 4th co-accused, Shane Williams, was freed by the jury.
Welcome back. In May, pending trial for perverting the course of justice, Gaza Slim pleaded for the Lord to have mercy on her.
Have mercy on me, Lord.
The Enjoy Myself singer's prayer appears to have been answered as the case was dropped on the grounds that Vybz Kartel's conviction is being appealed.
It was just paying for me to report 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 8 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. in the evening. So you know, say, me have to get up early like me, I got work or school.
Yes.
Because I can't make 2 o'clock past me.
So you went to court this morning expecting to just get a date or something?
Yes, because the trial was set for the 27th.
So you had no idea that you would be free?
No, all right. Me go to court now, planning for the 27th. Never know, so God have a bigger plan for me, and I say, listen,
yes.
You now come back the 27th, a 2 day at the last.
However, he lost the appeal and his murder conviction was upheld.
The proceedings for the Vybz Cartel murder case at the UK Privy Council will begin on Monday. Vybz Cartel, whose given name is Adidja Palmer, along with Sean Campbell, Kahira Jones and Andre St. John, have sought leave from the Court of Appeal to take their matter to the UK Privy Council. In April, all 4 men lost their appeals in the Court of Appeal. There was a minor deduction made in their sentences because of the time they spent in custody prior to sentencing.
Vybz Kartel has been given one last chance to plead for his freedom in the murder of Lizard. The dates are, however, tentative, and Vybz Kartel is scheduled to be heard alongside his co-defendants Sean Storm, Kahiri Jones, and Andre St. John, who all were given life sentences, along with Vybz for the murder of Lizard.
Looking at the evidence, this case was about getting Vybz Kartel in prison and leaving him there.
Human rights attorney Isaac Buchanan tells me that much of Kartel's 2014 murder conviction, along with 3 co-defendants, was based on questionable evidence from a BlackBerry Torch cell phone with a SIM card.
What was put before the jury was evidence that we do not know if it is authentic, but certainly what we do now know is that there was tampering of that cell phone.
Vybz Kartel's attorney says that evaluation came from a court-authorized British digital expert flown in from the UK. He believes that, along with what he says are violations of Kartel's constitutional rights, earned him the chance to appeal the conviction to the UK's Privy Council, similar in power to the United States Supreme Court.
Our hope is that the Privy Council, in reviewing the evidence, including the fresh evidence that will be put before them, would come to the conclusion that everyone has looked at the case or is certainly have access to the material would find that the conviction is unsafe and cannot stand.
Unfortunately, the UK Privy Council rejected the fresh evidence, which has to do with the cell phone while it was in police custody and possibly it being tampered with. What is still alive is a substantial appeal. Because Cartel's appeal was rejected, he took it to the highest courts of the land, meaning that he disagrees with the judge's decision who rejected the appeal. So if the UK Privy Council hears the appeal, what this can do is reverse or change the judge's decision or order a new trial or hearing. So what Cartel's lawyers need to do is show that the judge's interpretation of the law or the facts affected the results. The Privy Council is much like the United States Supreme Court. It is the highest court in the United Kingdom, which governs Great Britain, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and all the Commonwealth countries.
The Privy Council has set a provisional date for April 16 to 18 of 2024 to hear the appeal of popular dancehall artist DJ Vybz Kartel Palmer and his 3 co-accused. The men have been incarcerated for over a decade for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Bert Samuels, the attorney representing Sean Campbell, otherwise called Sean Storm, confirmed the announcement with CVM Live on Tuesday.
We are hoping that these dates will remain because they are provisional, but we're hoping also that when the court hears this appeal, that justice will be done. We're hoping also that the men will be relieved of this decade-long wait for justice. And therefore, we are pleased to know that the date has been set some 9 months hence for us to get a result at last.
Unfortunately, Vybz Kartel is suffering from Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disorder that affects the thyroid gland. He has been battling this condition for 7 years, and despite treatment, he hasn't gotten any better. He also has 2 heart conditions that could be fatal if not treated. His situation is considered life-threatening.
I spoke exclusively with Vybz Cartel's son, Adidja Jaheim Palmer, known as Little Vybz, from the family's home in Jamaica. He says they are keeping the faith that his father will get better.
It weighs on my heart very heavy, and I think about it a lot. But honestly, we just have to stay strong and just know that he's doing the best he can as well, because he also has a strong mindset. So at the end of the day, we just pray to God and keep strong at all times. So that's the best way to go about it.
Despite Vybz Kartel losing his freedom, he definitely did not fall. He continues to dominate the charts with hits after hits after hits. And believe me, we would need a whole day to list out all of his achievements. But his latest achievement would come at the Caribbean Music Award, where he was awarded Artist of the Decade.
Talking about the Artist of the Decade. Now let's take a look.
The nominees for Artist of the Decade are Michelle Montano, Vybz Kartel, Kiss the Band, Beanie Man, Chronix, Movado, Bounty Killer.
Can I get a drum roll, please? And the award goes to my boss, my representative everywhere we go, Vybz Kartel!
Now, considering he has been imprisoned since 2011, that is a great achievement. But of course, There is nothing that is greater than your freedom. I thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care of your nice, clean, beautiful, and handsome selves. One love. Bye.
Me gonna prison. Who a go care for me young son? Babylon still a fight, get a youth, but no one day better must go.